South Park, gonna have myself a time. What's up, what's happening, what is going on, folks? It's another cool afternoon here just outside the mile-high city of Aurora, Colorado, as we welcome you back to the Denver Motorsports Park for stop number 5 of the 2022 Mission BBQ Cup Series Chase for the Championship, the South Park 400, presented by Denver Mattress. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, lads of all ages, as we once again welcome you to the track with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network, and from high in the sky in the press box, my name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. 36 laps make up the dirty 30th race of the 2022 season here in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. This marks the back half of the Casa Bonita Denver Double this weekend at the Denver Motorsports Park. We ran the oval yesterday. We're running the oval here today for 36 laps. Going to make up about 54 miles for 400 mile. And the name is 400 miles, but you know what I mean. We had quite a race yesterday, and in the words of Mooncar, we had beef, MFers. You see the 84 of... find him, the 84 of Matt Wolf, there he is in the number 84 machine, got together with Nathan Stapleton in the 97 you see on the right hand side of your screen, and those two getting together made Ryan Durrani, it helped Ryan Durrani to his third win of the season, fourth of his career. That ties him for fourth all-time with Zachary Fitzwater on the for the most all-time wins in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. The top spot obviously being held by Keegan Thompson in the 14 car, who starts third on the grid this afternoon. But once again, I was laughing my head off yesterday with Ryan Durrani. The exact same thing happening to him that happened last year happened to him this year. But the only thing that changed, he actually ended up winning the race this year. So Durrani is in a pretty good spot in the chase. And speaking of your chase, let's go down to your chase standings at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Derek Hamill is still in the points lead despite a 31st place finish yesterday in the Denver 300K. But Jesse Turner, with his 6th place finish, has gained a lot of ground on that 47 machine, and he is now 25 points behind Hamill coming into today's race. Logan Williams still third, minus 85 below the cut line. Behind Derek Hamill, I should say. Will Parrish is 4th. Keegan Thompson is 5th, minus 135. Matt Wolf, despite spinning out the 97 of Nathan Stapleton, raised a lot in the point standings. He is now 185 points behind Derek Hamill. Braden Perez is 7th. Ryan Durrani gained a lot of ground in the chase standings. He is now minus 197 away from the 47 car. And then Dano Georgi, Justin Zeidel, Mitchell Collins, and Brennan Wilmington are the cars that do not have a mathematical chance of surpassing Derek Hamill this afternoon. And Brennan Wilmington finishing the lowest of the chase drivers yesterday after blowing a header in the late stages of the Denver 300K. He lost 4 positions and is now 340 points away from Derek Hamill. But Wilmington starts pretty close up in the field today, and he is the defending winner of the South Park. He was the defending winner on the road course last year, but he did run well here at the Oval last season, and historically has run well here at the Denver Motorsports Park Oval layout. Check in to see where all your chase drivers are starting. Justin Zeidel starts on the pole position. Keegan Thompson starts 3rd. Ryan Durrani is 4th. Brennan Wilmington starts 6th, I should say. Dano Georgi and Will Parrish start 12th and 13th, respectively. Braden Perez, 15th. Logan Williams, 19th. Derek Hamill, 22nd. Mitchell Collins, 24th. Matt Wolf, 27th. And Jesse Turner all the way back in 31st. So, Turner, we know he has had poor qualifying results this season, so we'll see if he is able to get up towards the front of the field by the time the checker flag falls. But that is then, this is now. It's now time for the moment you've all been waiting for, that time of the broadcast again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the South Park 400.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the apron here at Denver. We're just moments away from dropping the green flag for today's race. Starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen, but Justin Zeidel, likely outlined in the pre-race show, starts on the pole position for this afternoon's race. Lauren Martinez starts second beside him in her 4th career start in the MBCS. Make sure everybody rolls off of the starting grid. And they do. that, let's go down to your race analysis at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Like we said, 36 laps are on the docket for today's race around the Denver Motorsports Park as they go past the entrance of the road course layout from yesterday. Your pit window is going to be between 23 and 25 laps, a single stop race here this afternoon. Track length, it's 2.28 miles long with 13 degrees of banking in the corners. And your two previous winners of the South Park 400 at Denver were Matt Tuck in 2020 and Josh Williamson in 2021. Matt Tuck is no longer in the MBCS field, and Josh Williamson starts 29th in the 36 car today. So as the field goes through turns 3 and 4, much like yesterday, turn 4 is where we're going to be seeing all the action this afternoon. But thankfully, there is not a chicane there for these guys to get into some chicanery, I should say. But the Ford Shelby pace car makes its way down the pit lane. Justin Zeidel and Lauren Martinez are about to enter the Reese's restart zone to get this shebang going. And the green flag is in the air. And we are live from the back end of the Casa Bonita Denver Double. Keegan Thompson making some contact as the field goes down the back straightaway for the first time this afternoon. 3 wide for 5th already. Excuse me, that is 4th, and Brennan Wilmington is in the middle of a 4-wide mess. Trey Smith in the middle of a 3-wide sandwich. There's Derek Hamill making some moves on the outside. He is already plowing his way through the field. But back up front, it is Justin Zeidel in the 78 machine to lead lap 1. Lauren Martinez right behind him. And they are 3 wide for 4th on back. Brendan Wilmington last in the point standings, but the first in everybody's heart is Ryan Durrani. Goes up in the outside wall. A couple of drivers in the outside wall through turns 1 and 2. But Wilmington knows he needs a good run this afternoon if he wants any chance of getting this championship. Same with Justin Zeidel in the 78 machine. But Lauren Martinez wants her first win in her 4th career start. She's going to go down to the inside as there's brief contact as Wilmington gets into the outside wall. At the stripe, it is still going to be Zeidel at the line. Trey Smith falls back there, really fanning it out here. Entering turn 1, 4 wide is Dano Georgi right on the outside. He is going to have to get out of the gas. And if you get up on that high lane here at Denver, oh boy, you are going to be going to the back in about 20 seconds. Less than 20 seconds. As Diego Vasquez is slow on the racetrack, and same with Nathan Stapleton. Looks like those cars got together and they are really off the pace. Same with Matt Wolf, who is towards the back end of the field. Jesse Turner with that poor qualifying start, marred in the back of the field. And it looks like Stapleton and Vasquez may have gone around off of turn 4, but we remain green here for the time being at Denver. Top 2 pulling away. It's Justin Zeidel looking for win number 3 of the season. Lauren Martinez right behind him as Caleb Rose is all the way up into the outside wall. It's been a rough couple of weeks for this 32 team, of course, crashing out yesterday. Or I shouldn't say crashing out, but getting involved in that first lap accident with the 44 and the 7. And he's going to be towards the back end of the field again this afternoon. Mitchell Collins in the 17 losing ground. Here's some cars going to the outside wall, but everybody keeps it straight for now. Justin Zeidel has been in the lead for all 4 laps this afternoon. Fastest lap belongs to Tyler Reynolds in the 19. Surprised to see he has the fastest lap, as that is a massive wad of cars in the back there. And right in the middle of that is Braden Perez. I saw Clifton and Crown Jr. bobbling a little bit off the corner, but they all keep it straight. There's Cameron Garlington in the 28 as Owen Miles pops the outside wall. He's going to rim ride as Josh Williamson almost gets into the quarter panel of the 05. These guys are really really getting bobbled up towards the back of the field. And you know what they say, the back of the field is the most dangerous with how hard these guys are racing back in here. Jesse Turner dive bombs it down to the inside. And if you remember correctly, this race is only 36 laps compared to the 44 laps it has been in the past. So we're looking at a little bit of a shorter race here this afternoon, as Lauren Martinez will get around the 78 of Justin Zeidel. Doesn't appear Zeidel has a problem, but I think he just went wide through the corner, so that will allow Lauren Martinez, if I'm not mistaken, to lead her first career lap in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Can't remember if she led any at Greenville. Spartanburg is Keegan Thompson high on the outside wall, and he is going to lose all of that ground that he had on the start. He's going to come up right in about the 12th position, and Keegan was running 6th at the time, so not good at all for the driver of the 14, but hey, it's still a fairly long race. We're about a sixth of the way through the South Park 400. So we still got a long ways to go. We've got a set of pit stops, and of course, we could see a yellow flag. But usually we see yellow flags on the starts. So I'm surprised how clean they have kept it on the start of this one. But everybody in the Polar Star Motorsports camp running together. So you see Alex Lozano gets up in the outside wall. Despite its length, this is a pretty flat racetrack. It's got about only one more degree of banking than Martinsville has. So Denver, like I said, despite its length, is one of the flattest tracks that we go to in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And we're going to see drivers hitting the outside wall all day long. But it is Lauren Martinez in her 4th career start in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, leading the way here at Denver. Looking for a little bit of redemption from yesterday. Wrecking out on the first lap, being caught up with the whole Brandon Yodel, Ethan Lewis incident in the chicane for the first time yesterday afternoon. Was run into by Yodel as Zeidel will try to get the race lead back from the 44. Martinez is going to go a little bit wide. It's going to open the door for Zeidel. Almost makes contact with that Air Force Monte Carlo. But they keep it straight, and it's a drag race down the front straightaway for the top position. That'll bring up Madison Tall, and the yellow flag is out, and Matt Wolf has gone around. Same with the 92 of Braden Perez. A couple of chasers caught up in this one, including last year's winner, Josh Williamson. And for the first time this afternoon, the yellow flag is out. I don't see a whole lot of damage to the rear end of the 84, but now as he's coming into view, he's got a little bit of hood damage on that Go Bowling Monte Carlo. But we had quite a battle brewing for the race lead. Sophia will race it back to the line, and Zeidel will actually get back out in front of the 44. So Zeidel will lead the field back to the caution flag. So only the top of the half of the field was racing back. And if I'm not mistaken, they are within their window to potentially make it to the end of the race. The most they can go is 25. So 25. It's lap 11 right now. If they were to come down this time by, oh boy, that would be pushing it fuel mileage wise. See the rest of the field catch back up, the guys that were involved in the accident. It'll be interesting to see who comes down the pit lane and who stays out. But I imagine it's going to be feeding time on the pit lane, and indeed it will be. Justin Zeidel, your race leader, is going to lead the field down the pit lane. And I believe they should be good to go to the end unless we have an overtime finish. But we'll follow along with the 78 of Justin Zeidel, see what he does on the pit lane. Does anybody take 2 tires? Does anybody just do a gas and go? We're going to find out now as Zeidel comes down the pit lane as your leader. Right side's going on the side of that 78. We'll see if anybody comes out of the pit lane behind him. And it looks like it's going to be 4 tires for the majority of the field. See if Martinez comes out in front of him, but it's a fast stop for the 78 team. He'll be out and away. Here's some contact in the back as Ryan Durrani has run into the back of somebody. I believe it may have been his American Motorsports teammate of Dano, Georgia. Yes, it has. So Durrani, yesterday's winner, is going to likely finish in the garage area. It looks like there might be some rear end damage on the 44. No, there's not. Thankfully, there's not. As, oh boy, it's a log jam getting off of the pit lane, but championship implications as the 2 American Motorsports drivers get into one another coming off of the pit lane. I don't know if they're going to be able to repair the damage on Durrani. Same with Dano, Georgia. Georgia should be fine. Given how flat of a racetrack this is, aero doesn't really matter all that much, but Durrani is absolutely going to need to come back down the pit lane. We'll check back in with Ryan to see if he's retired from the race or not. But it looks like Lauren Martinez actually won the race off the pit lane. I thought Zeidel did. We'll have to check the tape on that, but Lauren Martinez being scored as a leader here. As we wrap up to this, let's take a look at what happened and bring up. We're wrapping up. We're under caution for the first time this afternoon here at the Denver Motorsports Park. And let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here at the Denver Motorsports Park in the South Park 400, presented by Denver Mattress. So this is what happened between Vasquez and Stapleton. Vasquez gets turned off the front bumper of Jesse Turner. And Stapleton just along for the ride. I am very surprised that didn't bring out the caution, since that was towards the middle of the field. And I'm pretty sure Vasquez and Stapleton aren't too happy about that, but that's NR for you. Sometimes you're the fly, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. And unfortunately, both Vasquez and Stapleton were the windshield in this case. So this accident starts with Braden Perez on the outside. And Perez's car of Alex Lozano is going to just bum rush to the corner. And makes it 4 wide, and it looks like they might have saved it, but Matt Wolf just was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Wolf is going to go around, same is the 92 of Perez. And honestly, they were more down the racetrack than the 54 and the 97, so I don't know what the deal was there. But the caution's going to come out. Oh, that's why the caution came out, is because the 19 of Tyler Reynolds got into your last year's winner, Josh Williamson. Daniel Bouchard is just going to get through that. And Matt Wolf feeling a little bit of karma from yesterday. But Braden Perez, nothing it could do there. And ironically, Alex Lozano, the guy who caused this accident, is going to drive away like nothing happened. But a 5-car accident puts us under caution for the first time this afternoon at Denver. We'll take a look at this accident in real time, then get you back to the racing action here in the South Park 400, presented by Denver Mattress. Real-time replay following with the 92 of Braden Perez. Alex Lozano just gets way too wide to the corner. Around he goes, and then nowhere for Josh Williamson to go in the 36. Really, really unfortunate situation for all 4 of those guys there. But that's going to bring Nathan Stapleton and Diego Vasquez back into this battle. So let's see what these guys can do on the restart here in the South Park 400 at Denver. Before we come back, this is what transpired between the American Motorsports cars, Durrani running right into the back of Dano, Georgia. And unfortunately for Brennan Wilmington, he gets a piece of the 34's nose. And we saw Durrani take it to the garage area, so that 38 car will finish the race last in the garage area. But it was, in fact, the 44 of Lauren Martinez beating off the 78 of Justin Zeidel off the pit lane. Thought the end of pit lane was a little sooner right in front of the 78's box, but it was that yellow line instead of the white line. So Martinez will lead the field back to the green flag here at Denver. We're back here at the Denver Motorsports Park, wrapping up our first caution of the afternoon. The only car knocked out from that accident was Ryan Durrani in the 38, and he wasn't even involved in the accident. 41 cars remain on the racetrack, and all 41 of them are on the lead lap. Lauren Martinez will lead the field back to the green flag in just a couple of moments. Behind her, Justin Zeidel in the 78 machine, the highest running chase driver. Madison Tall, Zachary Davis, and Jordan Lopez round out your top 5. How about this for a rebound for the 47 machine of Derek Hamill, currently running in 6th after starting 22nd in today's race. Ford Shelby pace car makes its way down the pit lane. Martinez, leading her first laps in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, will see the green flag as she leads the field back through the Reese's Restart Zone. Gonna get this race restarted with about 20 laps to go. 22 laps to go in the South Park 400, presented by Denver Mattress. A good start for the top 3, but hey, you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. We know a lot of those chase drivers are going to be hungry to get back up in this one. And it looks like Dana Georgi might be holding up the 62 of Brendan Wilmington. Actually, not. Actually, they are losing touch with this front pack. But oh boy, it is a land rush as Martinez goes wide through the corner. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead. Thought they're going to be 3 wide. Now they're going to go 3 abreast under the stripe. Martinez will edge out the 78 at the line. And how about this? Justin Zeidel is in the middle of a girl and girl sandwich. That's a great thing to be in your personal time, but not when you're entering the corner at Denver at about 150 miles an hour. I heard some contact in the back, but we remain green. Now it's Madison Tall, your Chicagoland winner, going to the front, drafting help from Derek Hamill in the 47. Zeidel will fall back on the outside lane, and now Tall will go high. It's going to open the door for Zeidel, and he makes contact with Derek Hamill. Almost gets door slammed by Martinez going through 4. But at the line, it is a 99 of Madison Tall leading this race. Jordan Lopez, who has been second God knows how many times in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, trying to get back up in this battle. Derek Hamill trying to pull the slide job on Madison Tall. It's one thing to slide into her DMs, but to pull the slide job, especially at a flat track, is another thing. They're still door-to-door entering turn 3. Lopez to the inside of Martinez. Riley Sampson and Cole Sampson are up in this battle. No surprise the Sampson brothers are anywhere near each other. And here comes the 81 as Riley gets hard in the outside wall. Here's some contact in the back. They keep it straight for now as Lopez is now going to go to the point as Tall sails it into the corner, and so does Lopez. Lopez really high. See, Zeidel gets on the outside wall through 1 and 2. No harm, no foul there. Hamill, the highest running chase driver, arguably the championship favorite at this point. Who would have thought that, going about halfway through the season, as here comes Cole Sampson to the inside of Hamill. We know Cole is hungry for a win. It has been God knows how many races since Cole Sampson has been to victory lane in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. His last win coming at Trenton back in 2020, as they are 5 wide for about 35th. Get your Polaroids out for that, ladies and gentlemen. But it's still pretty wild racing in the back here. You see Jesse Turner still marred in the back in 23rd. Same with Braden Perez. He didn't have the best of qualifyings. Keegan Thompson, 16th, is trying to get his way through this field. Brandon Wilmington is having a hell of a bad time trying to control that 62 car. And you got to think, does he have a little bit more damage than we thought? With the contact with that 34 car on the pit lane. They're 4 wide back in here. 3 wide. Now funneling it down to 3 wide. Charlie Davenport will sail it into the corner. Someone is really up in the outside wall. And it was Jordan Lopez. Lopez will fall back to 5th and then some. So will Derek Hamill. But it is Cole Sampson out front coming around to 16 laps to go. Already, it's been a pretty fast race so far. Here's some more contact in the back. It's Zachary Fitzwater in the 9. Brendan Wilmington continues to hemorrhage positions in the 62. He hemorrhaged a lot. He's going to fall all the way back to 25th. It's not been a good weekend for the 62 team as Derek Hamill will play some bumper cars with the 24 of Riley Sampson. Zidell will now go to the front chase-wise, but the top 3 pulling away Cole Sampson with a trail of females behind him. Madison Tall going for the race lead. Lauren Martinez going for it as well. She wisely backs off, and Tall will go back to the point. Sampson trying to gain any advantage he can on the outside lane, but he is going to relinquish the spot. 15 laps to go here from Denver already. Daniel Georgi with that damage all the way back in 40th, fighting for that position with Trey Smith. Brendan Wilmington continues to lose position. Same with Will Parrish. They're 4 wide off the corner. That got to be careful, boys, to not bring out the caution. Back up front, this race is still far from over. So now Zachary Davis is back up in this battle. But Lauren Martinez and Madison Tall, 2 female drivers showing the way. 14 to go, this time by from Denver. Elijah Gordon fighting with the 78 of Zidell for 5th. Hamill with a draft from his MHE teammate of Ethan Lewis. The 3 and 4 wide behind them, fanning it out in the back. Logan Williams looking for a good points day. And how about Jesse Turner in the 43? He might be in 15th. But he is gaining ground so far. Back up at the front, it is still the 2 females. 2/3 of the females in the field, I should say, going for the same piece of real estate. 13 to go at the line here from Denver in the Casa Bonita Denver Double. Madison Tall trying to get Chevrolet back in victory lane for the first time in a couple of weeks. It is Chevy's running 1st through 5th. Toyota, not the first Toyota represented in the field is Ethan Lewis. That should show you how much the Yoders are struggling in this one. But here comes Martinez down to the inside of Tall. Tall really wide through the racetrack. Sampson waiting in the wings. So is Zachary Davis. Unless we get a caution, I think it's going to come down to these 4 drivers up at the front of the field. It is Tall holding serve at the front. Here, a little bit of contact back in here, but we remain green. But that could change at any second. 11.5 laps to go here from Denver. Top 4 pulling away. Elijah Gordon in 5th is 2 seconds from the leaders, from the one of Zachary Davis, I should say. And the tire is definitely beginning to wear out. This is the longest they have gone on these Hoosiers all day long, all weekend long, I should say. Martinez trying to make something happen. She is right on the back end of Madison Tall. If these 2 were to finish 1-2, that would be the first time in Mission Barbecue Cup Series history that females would finish 1-2. Martinez pops Tall in the back end. They are really slow through the corner. Martinez will fall back. Sampson will get a little bit of a run on the back straightaway. Huge run coming from Cole. He and Lauren will both go up the racetrack. Bump drafting through the corner. They both have to check up going through 4. 10 to go at the line. Can they stave up? Can they stage another attack on Madison Tall? Tall looking for her 6th win of the season, or her 2nd win of the season, 6th of her career, would tie her all-time with Keegan Thompson for the most wins in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. I don't think they're going to catch up to Dana Georgi anytime soon. But Georgi, who is 245 points away from the points lead coming in today's race. With that, I just don't see any chance of him winning this championship. Same with Brennan Wilmington, who is minus 340 away from Hamill coming into this race. Hamill trying to gain as many spots as he can, trying to go for the 3-for-1 special over Miles, Keegan Thompson, and Ethan Lewis. And watch out for, oh boy, the 00. Trying to get up there. Keegan Thompson, excuse me. It is going to be Keegan Thompson. It's Derek Campbell is going to go around. Does anybody come down the racetrack into him? Yes, it will be, as the rest of the field is going to pile in. Matt Wolf will come in, and the field will stack up behind them. Dano Georgi will take himself out of the race. And hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This race is not over yet. Back at the stripe. That was the last thing Madison Tall wanted to see out of her rearview mirror. Matt Wolf, that's going to hinder him in the championship. But Derek Hamill biting off way too much that he could chew. And I am infatuated with where Logan Williams is running right now. But hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get this race restarted with less than 5 laps to go. Probably with about 4 laps to go. Madison Tall. That was the last thing she wanted to hear out in her headset. Now, does anybody come down the pit lane to try and top off on fuel? Or does track position matter all that much? And I think we're going to see the latter from everybody on the field. It is track position, track position, track position. Keegan Thompson went fairly hard on the outside wall, and he's got a lot of rear end damage to the back of that 14 machine. See a lot of drivers retiring from the race. One of those being Matt Wolf. So chase drivers being caught up in accidents all day long. They're going to try and repair the damage on that 34 machine. Let's try and take advantage of Matt Wolf and his teammate Ryan Durrani having issues. But back up at the front. Oh boy. Dust off your 6 shooters from Gateway, ladies and gentlemen. It's shootout time here from Denver. So we had a camera right on this accident. Hamill trying to bum it down to the inside 3 wide. Just cannot find the grip. Slides up the racetrack, tries to pull a slide job on Keegan Thompson. And unfortunately for the Tampa native, it is not going to work. He gets into the Riley, Alberta native, who pinballs up into the Tulsa, Oklahoma native of Ethan Lewis. And those 3 cars sail around in turn 2. Yellow flag obviously coming out. Keegan just trying to get out of it as much as he can. But unfortunately, since they're on the outside, we're going to have a lot of cars come up behind them, slide up the racetrack. And the first one of those cars is going to be Daniel Bouchard in the 07, who gets a small piece of Keegan Thompson. He will go around off the front bumper of the 28, and then a lot of cars just trying to slow down as fast as possible. Unfortunately, cannot get slowed down in time. Caleb Rose is going to effectively create a roadblock. Matt Wolf, nowhere for him to go. He gets into the side of Ethan Lewis, and for the second time this weekend, Ethan Lewis gets up off the ground, and it's essentially ARCA brakes. From here on out, it's a stack up and accordion effect, whatever you want to call it. That's going to take out Nathan Stapleton of the race. So Both drivers heavily involved in yesterday's chicanery caught up in this one. Josh Williamson, it's the second incident he's been caught up in this afternoon. He will not go back-to-back. Daniel Georgi will take himself out of the race, but last I saw they were trying to repair that 34, trying to salvage anything they could. But a pretty big accident puts us under the second caution of the day. And with less than 10 laps to go, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, things are going to get wild from Denver. This whole accident started with Derek Hamill just being a little too greedy in the 47, tried to pull a slide job with Keegan Thompson, and unfortunately, they got up into one another. And Caleb Rose is going to get into the 7 and effectively blocks the track from here on out. These guys trying to race it back. Unfortunately, nowhere anybody could go, and that was a hard shot for Daniel Georgi. But Derek Hamill, your points leader, getting into some chicanery on the second, with less than 10 laps to go. But Madison Toll led them back to the stripe, and it looked like she was going to potentially cruise home to a victory this afternoon. But she is going to have quite a few hungry drivers right behind her to get into this one. But ladies and gentlemen, it's shootout time with probably less than 5 laps to go. Let's get you to your finish of the the South Park 400 presented by Denver Mattress. We're back here at the Denver Motorsports Park, wrapping up our second caution of the afternoon. Take a look and see at all the drivers knocked out from that accident. You got Josh Williamson, Nathan Stapleton, Matt Wolf, the 32 of Caleb Rose, and the 34 of Dano Georgi, all knocked out of that accident. Of course, the 07 of Daniel Bouchard. 35 cars remain on the racetrack, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this race restarted with 4 laps to go. In this one here from Denver, Madison Tall will lead them back to the race's restart zone. Lauren Martinez in her 4th start looks to get career win number 1 for her. Cole Sampson, it has been a while since that 5 has been to Gatorade victory lane. Same for Zachary Davis in the 1 machine. And Elijah Gordon rounds out the top 5. And your highest running chaser at the moment is Justin Zidell. I am loving where Logan Williams is sitting right now. He is in prime position to potentially take the points lead going into Kansas on Monday. But at the stripe, 4 laps to go here from Denver. Green flag back out in the air already. Martinez jumps out to the outside. She's going to have a little bit of help from the 5 of Cole Sampson. They're going to try to get to the outside with a great jump on Tall, but I think... Ooh, Martinez went way too wide through the corner. Side by side for second, but Tall will go wide through 2. Here comes Cole Sampson down to the inside, and these restarts can get pretty wild here from Denver. And Cole Sampson now out front in the 5 machine. 3 laps to go. Oh, Sampson really had to get out of the gas. That's going to open the door for Tall on the outside. And how about this? Logan Williams making himself heard in the top 5. Williams was only 85 back from Hamill coming into this race. Jesse Turner also poking his head in the top 10. But Madison Tall back out front. 3 laps to go. Sampson will dive it down to the corner. They are 5 wide going through turn 1. Do they all keep it straight? It looks like Riley Sampson got knocked into the outside wall. They keep it straight for now. This race will be official next time by. Madison Tall out front. Cole Sampson trying to get the lead, but they're side by side for second. I hear some contact in the back, and the yellow flag is out. And it's Justin Zidell, and Derek Hamill will pile in as well. So will the 62, and Hamill is on his lid, pirouetting through turn 3. And we will have an overtime finish. They did not get back to the stripe with 2 laps to go. And we're quickly going to set up an overtime finish. But ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, Madison Tall led them back. Let's quickly review what happened and bring out the third caution of the day here from Denver. So first and foremost, we apologize for that hasty cut to the review of the caution, but had to set up the green-white checkered finish there before the field got to the back end of the race. But you're going to see the 45 of Mitchell Collins get into the 48 of Juan Rodriguez, and Rodriguez gets up into his teammate Justin Seidel, who is having a great day. Is going to be junked in the 78. Collins will drive by with ease. Braden Perez will get by, but unfortunately, a couple more chase drivers back in here will get involved. The biggest of them being Derek Hamill, and he's going to hit the 78 broadside. Nowhere for Riley Sampson to go. And then, if you thought that was bad, Brennan Wilmington trying to get through, going high. Oh, crap, he's going to make contact with the 47 of Derek Hamill. T-bones that Schluter Systems Camry. And then upside down will go the 47 of Hamill, wildly up into the catch fence. Does he get into the catch fence? He almost gets in the catch fence. And he's going to front flip a la Ryan Newman at Talladega in 2009. A wild flip for the 47 car. That's the second time I can remember Derek Hamill going upside down in a race. It may have gone over one time last year. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Hamill lands on his roof. And that will bring out our third and hopefully final caution of the race. And for those who don't believe me that they got to the line before the caution, we'll go back. There's Madison Tall. We'll follow with the pace car. Yeah, the caution is way out before Tall gets to the line. And then you see the chaos up in here. But Derek Hamill, not a good race for him. We'll take a look at this accident in real time and then get you back to the racing action here at the Denver Motorsports Park. Another shootout coming up and another wild race in the chase. This all starts with Mitchell Collins tapping the 48 of Juan Rodriguez in the corner, And Seidel along for the ride, and Hamill with a Titanic shot on the 78. And then look at that 47 go. Not sure how many times he went over, but you boy, Nathan Smith almost got into the back end of Derek Hamill. But that's going to take out 3 more chase drivers, and the more chase drivers that get taken out, the better it is for Logan Williams. But Madison Tall led them back to the stripe. She is going to need to fend off these guys one more time to have a chance of winning her second race of the season here at Denver. Following in real time with the 78 of Justin Seidel. His teammate just gets punted by his chase competitor. Nowhere for Seidel to go. And unfortunately, he's going to go right into the path of Derek Hamill. You see the sheet metal flying through the air, the 47 car. And upside down goes Big Daddy Derek, the Florida native, on his lid. And that will bring out our third and hopefully final caution of the day. More chase drivers getting taken out. That's good news for the 17 of Logan Williams. But Madison Tall led them back to the stripe, and she is going to need to fend them off for one more restart here as we wrap up the third caution of the day at the Denver Motorsports Park. And we are back here at the Denver Motorsports Park, wrapping up caution 3 for Dale of the South Park 400 presented by Denver Mattress. Zachary Fitzwater through the 24 of Riley Sampson, all knocked out of the race. 30 cars remain on the track, and all of them are on the lead lap. This will be our only attempt at a green-white checkered finish. So Madison Tall will lead the field back to the green flag. Remember Chicagoland. Her only win of the year, that came on a green-white checkered finish as well. We'll see what she can do on the restart here at Denver. Your top 5 going back through the Reese's restart zone are Toll, Martinez, Cole Sampson, Elijah Gordon, and Logan Williams. Popsicle 6 in the air, 2 laps to go from Denver. A great jump for Toll. Martinez is going to have to defend a couple of Chevrolets behind her. Elijah Gordon will duck down to the inside. If these guys wreck right here, that will be the race. Gordon going for second, side by side. Tall beginning to check out. And of course, the 81 of Jordan Lopez is probably going to finish second because why not? But the battle for second is on between Elijah Gordon and Lauren Martinez. Martinez looking for her best career finish in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. But at the stripe, a white flag in the air. One more time around the Denver Motorsports Park for Madison Tall, looking for her 6th and all-time tying win in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. And oh boy, we said that everybody was going to run out of fuel. They were close at that point. We had an overtime finish. We said they were going to be close. Can these guys make it to the end? Tall looks like she might have the gas going through turns 3 and 4. Does she stay on the track? Yes, she does. Off of turn 4, Madison Tall will tie Keegan Thompson for the most wins on the all-time wins list. Madison Tall wins the South Park 400, presented by Denver Mattress. So that will indeed shake up the finishing results of this race. Madison Tall for NS Racing gets a little bit of revenge from yesterday's kerfuffle with Nathan Stapleton and Matt Wolf. It is indeed racing redemption for the 99 team and NS Racing. But Madison Tall, for the 6th time in her MBCS career, is going to Gatorade Victory Lane. Lauren Martinez finishes 2nd. If I am not mistaken, that is the first time in series history that female drivers have finished 1-2. So how about that for the women in this one? Elijah Gordon finishes 3rd, rounds out your top 3. Saying they retired. Everybody just running out of fuel at the end. That is really going to jumble up the finishing results. But take a look. Everybody's running out of fuel at the end. So Madison Tall is your winner of the South Park 400 here at Denver. Lauren Martinez finishes 2nd. Elijah Gordon, Jordan Lopez, and Owen Miles round out your top 5. Logan Williams, the highest finishing chaser of that race. He is, if I'm not mistaken, going to be your points leader going into Kansas on Monday. In fact, I think he was your only chase driver up inside the top 10. Cole Sampson, who was up there, just couldn't quite get there at the end. Zachary Davis, same thing. Roberto Crown Jr. with a nice top 10 run. Same for Charlie Davenport. Mitchell Collins, he ran 11th. Jesse Turner rebounds to finish 15th. So a good run for Turner. Believe he is going to be still remain 2nd in the points behind Logan Williams, who is turning on the Jets as of late. We go down to the rest of your finishing results. Keegan Thompson finished 24th. Braden Perez, 22nd. Will Parrish was pretty much non-existent this afternoon. He comes back to finish 18th, but a lot of your chase drivers ended up finishing on the outside of the top 30. Guys like Derek Hamill, Justin Zidell, Brennan Wilmington, Dano Georgi, Matt Wolf, and Ryan Durrani all finishing outside the top 30. Really, really bad runs for those guys, but hey, if chaos is your name, we are entering the belly of the beast with the last 5 races of the season. We got Kansas on Monday. If you remember last year, we saw our largest wreck in Mission BBQ Cup Series history. Maybe our 2nd largest compared to last year's Charlotte race, the big one in that. But Kansas, that's going to be insane on Monday. Ricky, our last super speedway race of the year. We got Riley Sampson, Keegan Thompson, the Riley, Alberta native, looking to win at his home track. Homestead, the 3rd to last race of the year. We saw that race get pretty bananas last year. Trenton, back as the penultimate race of the season. That's going to be fun. And New Jersey, the season and series finale is where all hell is going to break loose in New Brunswick on October 1st, ringing in the spookiest month of the year with the spookiest race. But the final 5 races, count them, 5 races to go in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. And it is going to be one hell of a final 5 races for the MBCS. But that's going to do it here from the Denver Motorsports Park. Congratulations once again to Madison Tall for winning the South Park 400 presented by Denver Mattress. her 6th career win in the MBCS, ties her with Keegan Thompson for the most all-time in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. And we'll see you on Monday at the Kansas Speedway for the Applebee's Fancy Like 400 right here on the NASRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 30 of the 2022 NR2003 Mission BBQ Cup Series season. And from Aurora, Colorado, this concludes our broadcast on the North American Sim Racing Network. Study hard, get good sleep, and as always, lads, practice safe sex. Until next time, I've been Trey Wright for the NASRN. Have a great evening, folks.